You know, I feel bad for people like this because this is probably this guy's first time playing on Pokken Ranked, and he runs into me. An E5 against an A4? I can't remember. I don't play Ranked. And this causes a lot of frustration for lower level players. I see this all the time. Lower level players come up to me and say, "Oh my god, the matchmaking's so broken. I got matched up with an A rank for my first game of Ranked. How is this fair? This game is so broken. This matchmaking system." And it's actually not the game's fault. Like, it's not the game's fault at all. So, how Pokken's matchmaking system works is it will first up try to match you up against someone who is in your region. I'm in the UK, so it will try to match me up against someone else who's active playing the game right now in the UK. And then it will look at me and that player, and it will look at our rank, and then determine should we play. Like, let's say I get matched up against someone, like the game finds someone from the UK for me to play, but they're E rank and I'm A rank. The game's gonna say, no, don't match them up. That doesn't work. So what we'll do instead is we'll go to Europe, the next closest region, because they want to try and prioritize distance to get the smallest distance possible so we have the best connection. And then they find someone in Europe who's the same rank, and that'll do. That'll be who they play. So what happens when the game is 6 years old and there's not many people playing it now, and the game has to stretch how far it searches to find a match? I just got around to yours. But it has to stretch how far to find a match. That's why I commonly get matched up against, I didn't actually see where this guy was from. I didn't actually notice where he was from. I think it was from France, so EU. There might be some people in Japan, but the game's like that's a bit too far, and yeah, their ranks aren't good right now. So I'm one of the only people online right now, and so is this guy, so the game's like, okay, we don't want to keep people waiting forever. We need to match them up. It's not the game's fault. Unfortunately, this just happens to pretty much every fighting game when the player base goes down. I guarantee you, if there was a lot of people on right now, these problems wouldn't exist. I understand it's very frustrating, and I completely am okay with people at this level who maybe want to rage quit or maybe want to complain or even want to quit the game. I do understand that frustration, but it's not the game's fault. And you can still find opponents who can match up against you. Just try to play at a reasonable time. Like, I'm not finding a lot of games because it's the middle of the afternoon on a Wednesday. People are working, people have school. If I come back on at like 8 o'clock at night, I'll find games much easier. And of course, all the American players will be up as well, because half of America's asleep right now. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Her little off script tangent rant video just to explain a very common thing that I see a lot from new players. Just not understanding the matchmaking system.